Title: The Cry That Saved Him. Told by someone who lives across the street. If that baby hadn't cried, we would have woken up to a missing child. Just imagine. One moment, the whole compound was quiet, peaceful. The next, screams. Slippers flying. Doors slamming. A girl, half naked, bloodied, begging for her life. And a newborn, crying louder than he ever had since birth. I live on a street that most people would call normal. You know, the kind of place where people mind their business but still know each other's names. No high fences. Just gates that creak. Children that shout too much. Husbands who come home late. And gossip that moves faster than Wi-Fi. That's why when Ngozi brought her new baby home from the birthing center, the entire street knew within hours. Everyone came to see. Women came with small gifts, biscuits, soaps, wrappers, and prayers. Men came to sip palm wine with the father. But no one knew a stranger had come with her. They said the girl, about 30 years old, had shown up at the center during Ngozi's last antenatal visit. Said she was there for her own checkup. Smiled like she knew everyone. Talked small, watched more. She told them she was pregnant. But the nurses didn't remember her face. Said she must be a new client. She laughed it off, sat on the bench like every other woman. When Ngozi came in, she started helping her carry things. Said she lived not far. Helped her with her bag, held the baby. Even helped when the baby cried that evening. By the time they left the center, nobody suspected her. She came to the house. Ate with them. Laughed with them. But that wasn't all. She stayed. Ngozi said she claimed her mother was traveling and that she couldn't go back home that day. Ngozi, still tired from delivery, allowed her to sleep over. After all, she had been so helpful. What none of us knew was that she had a plan. And it was not a small one. That night, I was still awake. Not for any special reason. Just one of those nights sleep won't come. The kind where you hear every fan blade, every ticking clock. My room faces Ngozi's compound, and the window is always half open. Around 12:45 a.m., I heard a faint sound. Like someone tiptoeing. I didn't think much of it at first. But then I heard the baby. A short, sharp cry. Then silence. That was odd. Usually, when that baby starts, it takes a while for him to come. But this was different. A cry, then nothing. I sat up. Next thing, Ngozi screamed. A loud, cracked voice. Jesus. Somebody help me. My baby. My baby. That was when the entire street woke up. I rushed out with others. Slippers on the wrong feet. One man even came out with only a singlet and one sock. Ngozi was on the floor, wailing. The girl, the one who came with her, was holding the baby, shaking. She had been caught at the back window, trying to pass the baby to another girl waiting outside the fence. Yes. There were two of them. The second girl ran when she heard the baby cry. Jumped the fence and disappeared into the night. But the one inside. She froze. Caught like rat. The baby had been sleeping beside Ngozi. But this girl had waited till the whole house was quiet. Waited till Ngozi and the others were fast asleep. She sneaked into the room, carefully lifted the baby, and crept to the back window. The plan was simple, hand the baby over the fence to her partner, then escape quietly. But God had other plans. That baby, the same baby who barely cries at night, chose that exact moment to let out a scream. Ngozi woke up instantly. Looked around. No baby. She shouted. The neighbors came. And what followed was not peace. People held her. Slapped her. Kicked her. Tore her clothes. You dey mad. You want sell Pekin. God punish you. She begged. Please, please. I made a mistake. Mistake. They said she had already contacted someone who would buy the baby. said she had been involved in child trafficking before. But this time, she failed. One woman from our street slapped her so hard she fell to the ground. Another kicked her side. The crowd grew. Some brought phone lights. Some brought canes. Her clothes were torn. Her face swollen. If not for one elderly man who begged us to wait for the police, she would have died right there. The police came around 1:30 a.m. They took her, covered her with a wrapper, put her in the back seat. Ngozi held her baby like gold. She didn't speak for a long time. Just rocked him, kissed his head, kept saying, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus." I couldn't sleep that night. Kept thinking about how close we came to losing that child. How people can plan evil right under your roof. How someone can smile at you during the day and try to ruin your life at night. The next morning, the story spread like wildfire. Even the local radio station mentioned it. Some said she was sent. Some said she had no womb and wanted to take another woman's child. Some said it was poverty. But for me, it was evil. Pure evil. Later that week, we heard she confessed. Told the police everything. Gave names, places, contacts. Turns out, she was part of a network. People who take babies and sell them, like they are tomatoes in a market. Some go for 500k, some 300. It depends on how fresh the baby is. Twins go for more. She said she had done it twice. But this third one, something went wrong. Yes. What went wrong was a small voice. A cry. That cry saved him. Since then, people in our street don't open gate anyhow again. We don't let strangers inside easily. Ngozi put an extra bolt on every window. She still holds that child like a hawk. We now say, if not for that cry, it still gives me goosebumps. A baby that doesn't usually cry, cried at the perfect time. Even babies, it seems, have angels. And me, I still leave my window half open. But now, I listen better. For more interesting videos like this, subscribe, like, comment, and please share.